right, hockey fans, how we doing? So, go ahead, get it out. Get it out. You can pause the video. You can just get the comments out now. It's okay. It's all right. Look, I wasn't going to wear Panthers gear for a Lightning video, right? And it is a Lightning video. It's the Lightning and Leafs. But I'm rooting for Tampa Bay singularly, well, for two reasons. Number one, I'm rooting for Tampa Bay because like 25% of the subscribers to this channel, including many of the members, are Tampa Bay Lightning fans. So that's part of this. The other thing is that when the Panthers meet the Bruins, I want to face Tampa. I don't want to face Toronto because I want the Panthers to be the ones that finally put the end to the chokehold on the Eastern Conference that the Lightning have had. So, for purposes of this series, I'm going to be nice and relaxed about it, but I definitely am looking forward to the Game 7 elimination of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, if you notice the shirt, I don't know if I've got the whole shirt in the lens of the camera. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'll jump up for you. There you go. Did you get that? We've got the Jaws and Stu shirts, and then if you look on the back, it's got the fine fluffy logo. We've got shirts, we've got mugs, got a bunch of other things. There's other designs. The links to the Teespring store are in the descriptions to the videos. I'm pretty sure they are. Anyway, they should be in the videos, but if they're not there, I'm going to be doing a bulk edit tomorrow and putting them there. But in this video, the link to this shirt will be in this video. The proceeds go to the Flying Fluffy CBD Association and the Stu Cigar Department. So that's where the proceeds go. All right, now, in terms of the hockey, I know a lot of people probably picking Toronto. I'm not so sure. Look, I mean, on this hand, you really want to bet against the Lightning, and on this hand, you're really going to bet on Toronto. That's not the way I'm going to do it. Now, some people will say that Tampa Bay didn't have the greatest of seasons, that they kind of tailed off towards the end of the year. But Tampa, all they care about is getting in. Okay, they've been there, done it. They got 2 cups. They've been to 3 straight cups. They're not worried about where they're playing the games. They're not worried about any of that stuff. And in terms of Vasilevsky, man, when he snaps his fingers, that's it. Now, I suspect that Toronto's going to come out tonight and play hard, and they maybe even win Game 1. But Tampa Bay is going to split on the road. We're going to get to Game 7. And then, I'm sorry, there's nothing personal about this. It's not an insult. But if you're going to bet on Toronto in a Game 7 in Toronto, there might be more screws loose with you than there are with me. So I'm going to pick the same score I picked for the Panthers last night, 5-4. Speaking of Cocoa Puffs, I'm going to pick the Lightning to win 5-4 tonight because I think that's viably possible. Toronto, I'm sure, is going to give Vasilevsky a hard time. These two teams are going to go at it. Let's put it this way. I'm going to predict, although it's going to be 7 games, remember that Panthers Lightning series 2 years ago where there was blood all over the ice and for most of the damn series? That's the kind of hockey I think we're going to see tonight. Because I don't care what Tampa Bay did during the regular season. They are not just going to lay down and be like, okay, I guess we're eliminated now. Sure as hell not going to want to be eliminated in the first round. And sure as hell, Tampa Bay is not fixing to give Toronto their first round victory in who knows how long. So that's why I got the Lightning hat on. Because I'd like to see the Lightning win. And out of respect for the genuine 20 to 25% of the subscribers who are Lightning fans. So, again, we can't do the 2 points thing. Let's get one is the Panthers thing. So let's de-leaf some trees. I don't know. Let's move on and see what happens. So, it's 3-0. It's 3-0 Tampa after 1. Hey, Toronto fans, how does this score to give up a possibly back-breaking goal with about 3.5 seconds left in the period? Now, that's not the only reason I'm laughing. I'm laughing because my good buddy Chris Gregg, a longtime fan, friend, sent me a package for my 50th birthday some time ago, and he's on the stream tonight, and he reminded me that he sent me something. And, well, Kyle has been rooting for the Leafs, because I guess his coin of destiny, no, his coin of destiny said Tampa. He doesn't want Tampa to win. So Kyle is rooting for the Leafs. Now I'm rooting for Tampa for the reasons I've already told you. And so I didn't have it for the first 2 goals, but for the 3rd goal, now, well, what the hell? Let's just do this. He sent me a thunder stick long time ago. I had it still in the plastic, and he says, hey, where's the thunder stick? And I knew, I unboxed it a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago. I knew exactly where it was. I came right in here and got it. So we're having fun with that. We're having fun. I'm having fun. Don't worry. Don't take it seriously, okay? I'm enjoying. This is my reward for streaming all of these games and doing all of the work for the Panthers. I get to enjoy some hockey without the stress. You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, last night I'm streaming with the Panthers. My heart is racing. I'm soaked in sweat. It's stressful. So I'm just enjoying myself here tonight. Toronto fans are not enjoying themselves. I can't imagine. Okay, so it's 3-0. Game is not over though, okay? Toronto's going to go get an ass whooping in the intermission, I'm sure, right? So, what did I say? I said 5-4. The 5 part's looking pretty good right now. Toronto's really, really, really tight. I mean, like, really tight. Like, ESPN put up a graphic, and I might get the statistic wrong, but basically, I think what it was they've lost 10 straight playoff clinching games, and it's the 2nd longest streak in not only hockey history, but hockey, basketball, and Major League Baseball history. It's the 2nd longest streak. 10 straight series clinching losses. So, move on to the 2nd period. I'm having fun though. So, it's 6-2 Tampa. Boy, maybe I'm the good luck charm. I wish I was the good luck charm. If I was the good luck charm, the Panthers would have 2 cups, not the Lightning. So, Toronto works its way almost all the way back. They make it 3-1. They make it 3-2. The crowd is going. They're humming and dinging. And I said to Kyle, they're going to get both back. And boom, 4-2. And then, oh my God. 4-2, 5-2. And then they hit on Chernak. And that was just not okay. That was just not okay. Bunting gets a match penalty, game misconduct, whatever you want to call it. So he's toast. So then you couldn't tell if the goal was in or not in. I'm not sure how they called that a goal. But so Toronto challenges the call. They call it a good goal. So then there's a 2-man advantage for 2 minutes and with 1.1 seconds left. And I was just making fun of it for being 3.5 seconds. 1.1 seconds left. I mean, Tampa and scoring the late goals. Like they're getting it down to a science. You would think by now NHL teams would like realize whatever you have to do to not allow Tampa to be in your offensive or in your defensive zone with less than 10 seconds left in a period. So it's 6-2. So my prediction about 5-4 is off. Maybe we'll get 9 total goals. All right. The bad part for Tampa is they're dropping like flies. Hedman went to the locker room, and Chernak don't look like Chernak. It was hard to see if it was head, back, or both, because Bunting elbowed him to the head, and so he flew back, but then he flipped, backwards and landed right on his back, and then when he got up on his knees and had his head down, so you don't know if it was his back or his head. Whatever it was, he ain't come back tonight, and it wouldn't surprise me to see if he got a concussion, he would be done for the series at least. So, all right, it's 6-2 after 2. We'll move on to third period. Wrap this up. We're having a good time, but Toronto's definitely not. They're not having. So I'm sorry, Leaf. At this point, I feel bad for the Leafs fans. I mean, like, just showing kids in the stands crying and shit. It's like, this rough, man. You guys ain't never going to win a series at this point. All right, so we got 10. We got 10. 7-3. Wow. So, look, keep this short and sweet because we've already had most of the fun that this game brought. The third period was kind of a snooze fest. Nobody else got hurt. Tampa Bay's got some issues, though, injury-wise, especially with Cernak and Hedman both being out. So we'll have to see how that goes. We don't know what's wrong with Hedman. Cernak definitely either a concussion and or back injury or both. No real word there. But I would be shocked to see if he's going to be back into the lineup. So the other end of this is Toronto, man. I mean, look. Eventually, like I asked this question in the chat, so my question for Toronto fans is, what do you guys do if you lose this series? Like bad, like 4-0, 5-1. Like, are you guys just going to continue to roll with the same players and the same coach and the whole thing? Or is there rumors, whispers, innuendo about, you know, ripping it to shreds and starting all over again? I mean, you guys got good players, got a good team. But it's clear, it's very, very clear that the pressure that you guys are feeling is getting to you. It's almost like you would have been better off letting Tampa have in second place and opening up on the road. I think opening up at home just put so much pressure on the Leafs right now that that winless streak of series is just getting worse and worse and worse. And, you know, the longer it goes on, the more it's all anybody wants to talk about. And the more that people talk about it, the more that the pressure gets to them. And that was very, very clearly a very nervous, stressful, tight team versus Tampa, who's just like, we got our cups, bro, right? I mean, they've got the whole spiel. They got the President's Trophy that didn't go so well. Then they got the cup. Then they got another cup. Then they got the Eastern Conference Championship. Almost had another cup last year. I mean, they got their toys, right? They've got the Porsche, they got the Ferrari, they got the Lamborghini. And they're like, yeah, I mean, yeah, if we could snare up a Maserati, sure, we'll take it. But no pressure. You know what I'm saying? They bring the woman home, they open up the garage. They've got all the trophies they need there. So Tampa is loosey-goosey. They look like it. And the only thing that really looks like it could slow Tampa down are the injuries. Vasilevsky pretty much looked like himself tonight. You didn't even really have to see a big game from Kucherov or Stamkos. Of course, Hedman left early. Was Point doing a lot of damage, which, mind you, Panther fans, Tampa swept us last year without Braden Point. So, you know, it's one of the things where people kind of overlook in Tampa, thinking they're done. They may eventually be done. They may not win a cup this year, but I've been saying it for a couple of weeks now. They ain't just going to go out in the first round to the Leafs. The Leafs, who can never win a round, are going to be the team that eliminates the three-time Eastern Conference champions. Come on now. That ain't happening. And it's probably not going to happen. Sorry, Leaf fans. All right. Short and sweet. We will be back tomorrow. I'll have some kind of content. Well, I have the podcast out for those of you who are still watching. I do a Monday through Friday hour-long podcast for the members and the Patreon supporters. Links to that are in the description to this video. Links to the shirt and the mug and all the other fluffy merchandise is in the description. So I'll have the podcast out tomorrow. I will put out some kind of Panther-related content before the game. And then we will be streaming as usual for the Panthers and Bruins game 2. Which hopefully my team does better than the Leafs. And certainly we still need to do better. We've got lots of question marks of our own in terms of Sam Bennett and that whole deal. So, all right, we'll see you tomorrow night. Leafs, Game two, like your whole life is gonna flash before your eyes if you go down 2-0 in Toronto.